Greatness is yours once you claim it. I am Keystone. I am a synthesizer of energy, frequencies, and information that generates increases of consciousness, self-awareness, and self-love for those who do not know who they are or the power they possess. This is Code Red. Enter into yourself and learn to fully absolve and let go of the drama, hurt, pain, guilt, torment, anything that's thriving inside of you, and allow yourself to fully transcend into a healthier state of being. Welcome to the introspection. You've been expecting you. All right, so today we're just going to touch on different facets of the way that basically casting the first stone can be interpreted. So I'm going to start off with the Bible sense, as far as the first time I heard that phrase. So when I was younger in the 80s, there was a particular pastor that had a situation, and one of the TV guys, one of the TV evangelists, and throughout his broadcast, you'll hear him speak and condemn certain acts and so on and so forth. And then this I don't want to call it scandal or whatever, but basically what he likes to do came out. And again, I'm a little boy. I'm definitely under 10 years old, so I don't really understand the full ramifications of what was going on. But I just knew that he wasn't supposed to be doing that per everybody else that was that were adults. So but then seeing the stuff on TV, people would say oh, he's human, he's this and that. But then also I started hearing that, well, who is without sin cast the first stone, and, who is clean, shouldn't be throwing dirt, and just different ways of phrasing it. So, I guess, as I got older, it made sense and everything. And then, also, don't throw rocks if you live in a glass house. And so I'm sure there's any number of ways to verbalize that. So that's pretty much been the way that I've perceived that, as being so. Don't speak on something unless you're in the free and clear. But if, as I know, that's not really how things happen. People are going to speak on whatever they choose to speak on, whether they know it or not, just because they feel that's their right, and which it is their right. But you got to understand that it's going to affect somebody some kind of way, and how and who and where, that remains to be seen, depending on what's said and who was said about it too, and so on and so forth. So as far as that, so probably within the past 2 years, I got a tremendously improved, and I consider better interpretation of that. So it actually was longer than that, but it was basically put that it's dealing with you. Okay, so number one is So number one, I believe we can all agree that it's talking about that particular person, which is yourself. So basically, you shouldn't do anything, cast any stones, pass judgment, talk shit, whatever you feel, just because you feel that way, without you being in the free and clear. And so, but again, people feel they have the right to do so because they have this free will. So the better understanding that I have is like, okay, so anytime that you judge, you split, you divide, so there can never be anything that can be formed that's long lasting or solid when stuff is splintered and split. And that's what judgment is. Judgment is splitting. So if your shoes are dirty, why are you going to talk about his shoes? If you're, just so on and so forth. So, you can fill in the blanks or however you, see fit for yourself. So, the way that it was broke down was, like I said, as far as yourself, that, number one, you work on yourself, and not until you get yourself together, you should, grasp and accept that everybody else is going through the same thing on different levels, but everybody is seeking and searching for themselves. If they're not, then that's on them. But again, I shared before that we are here as explorers. That's why we're here, and we're exploring And our exploration is to find self. It's not to find what that person says is we supposed to be looking for and doing this and that. Truly, everything is supposed to be done within, and then it's done without, meaning outside of you. So until you do your work on the inside, your outside is going to be discombobulated and just jacked up until you get the inside. So that leads to a state of, I'm not going to say disabilities, but people that like to pop pills, go get a diagnosis of something that's all it is a lack of self-worth and self-value and self-love. That's it. Once you learn how to love yourself, you learn your value and your worth, there's no need for anything else. And granted, I'm not saying that this, again, this is me. I don't know. Some people feel that they need to pop pills just to be okay, to be civilized. And I can't sympathize with that because I never had that experience. I know and I accepted that everything that's happened has been of my doing, and it's up to me to repair that and myself. And so again, on this journey to where I'm at, that's that's the process that I had to go through. I had to, go inside and accept that, whatever was done to me or whatever I'd done, I was in a bad state, and consciously, subconsciously, physically, mentally, spiritually beat up, bruised, and battered. That, how can I do anything that is the opposite of the way that I am inside? So not until I switched that and learned to prepare myself inside and build myself up to where the jealousy, the envy, hate, and again, I never claimed perfection, but I'm far better off than where I was. And I learned that, attaching yourself to things can be killer, because once you put your emotions into it, it's hard to take your emotions out. And we're trained to do that with everything, from your favorite food, your music, your country, the hue of your skin, your occupation compared to other people's occupation. And you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of division. So as long as I'm one over them, that's great, because I'm one over somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Not that's just the way it is. And it can't be denied. So when it comes to self, again, all disabilities or whatever, psychological, whatever they label it, it's a lack of self-worth and value and love. You don't know yourself, you don't love yourself, you don't know your worth. So by you not knowing your worth, you accept ABC. You don't know your value, you accept XYZ. You don't love yourself. So if you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? Truly love them. It's easy to say I love you and so on and so forth, but if you truly don't love yourself, how can you truly love somebody else? That's that's truly a question that should be entertained and thoroughly expressed and talked about and, put out there, topic for conversation. You hear that within marriage, you find your better half. So basically meaning you're half a person. So you go find another person that's a half a person. So when you put two people together that are half a people, that equals one person. And, so I could go on about that, but I'm pretty sure you got the rest. So when it comes to building yourself up, all the negativity that, that is going on in the environment and society, TV, media, friends, family, relatives, and whoever else, it's a vibrational frequency of negativity. It can't be denied, and it is. Everything is to the worst. You know what I'm saying? For someone, like I said, myself, to enter a room or a conversation or area, and something that's negative is going on or being spoke about, and 5 to 6 people are just yapping at, complaining. So to ask a question to make somebody think of a way that the answer would have to be something positive or something totally different from the context and the flow of the conversation, that's the issue. Because like, oh, what are you doing? You breaking up the flow, man. We over here talking shit, being victims, and you come over here expressing to us that we're able to do something about it. And for somebody to not believe that they can control themselves, and let alone their thoughts, I I've been working on it for so long that it's hard for me to fathom me being able to think like that again. You know what I'm saying? To where something comes up and the first 5 to 20 thoughts of that thing will be straight negative. Nothing as far as a solution or resolution or even a way to even navigate safely through the waters. Straight go for doom. You know what I'm saying? Just yeah, let's knock this out the box and see how negative we can get. You know, and how quick. So again, we're trained that way. You know what I'm saying? That's so again from school to church to politics to TV. Just look at everything on TV. You know, the hottest programs to get you to watch those programs during the commercial. I would say honestly, man, at least 8 out of 10 of the commercials for these popular shows are going to show a snippet of some damn drama. So now the people that crave drama, they got to tune in. If they don't tune in, they DVR it and they program it, and they're definitely gonna watch it later on. So it's just a society thing. And again, when you're in a negative state of existence, your life and everything reflects that. You know what I'm saying? There's no positivity. If a ray of positivity, shines in, it's gonna be temporary. And really you're gonna knock that out. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna deflect that because that's not what you're used to. You're more addicted to drama. You know what I'm saying? You're more addicted to being victim and victimized and, weak. You have no control over anything. Everything is happening to you. But not acknowledging that things that are happening to you are a direct reflection of your attitude toward things. If you had a positive outlook and you spoke and the energy you put out, there's no reason for the negativity. The negativity will come and it can get deflected. But if you're negative and you speak negative and you act negative and that's the vibration you put out, don't be surprised when the universe unveils that and, put it in your lap, tenfold. So to get to the point where, you want to move away from that, and like I said about casting the first stone is the root of the great majority of our negativity and lack of self-worth and so on and so forth comes from us. So when it was said that, like he who cast the first stone, be without sin, is that, and again, I said it's judging. So to go to how it was broken down, excuse me, is that you are, well, let me just pause real quick. You are your worst critic and your best critic. You are your worst critic and your best critic. So with that being said, the first person that you hear or at least acknowledge that is speaking on you or on your behalf or in spite of you is yourself. As soon as a thought enters your mind, you, I guess, hear it or you process it, but you could definitely comprehend what it is, the frequency of the information. So then your thought after that or about that information comes from you. So whenever something goes on or something happened or, whatever you're into, you're going to always be the first one to get the first opportunity. You're going to get the first crack at you. And again, we're programmed to be negative. So whatever you plan to do or have plans or intentions, as soon as you have those thoughts, and then once you get to thinking about maybe the execution of it or the possibility of it, you shoot yourself down. You know what I'm saying? You bash yourself. And so now if you're not confident in what you're going to do, how the hell is somebody else outside of you going to be confident in it? Because again, what is shown outside is a direct reflection of what's going on inside. And if you're not confident about yourself or what you're doing or the situation when it's presented or whatever the purpose of you interacting with that person that's going to judge your capabilities or ability to deliver on that promise, they're going to read the body language. They're going to hear the language. They're going to hear the tonation of the voice. They're going to hear the reflection of the voice. They're going to pick up subtle cues and subtle and unsubtle cues, verbal and nonverbal cues, and they're going to make a decision based off of that. And again, if you're not confident in yourself, that person more or less will have to act. What it end up being is that person will take a chance on you and in a position, that person would take that person would take a chance on you when you didn't take a chance on yourself. Yeah, I like that. So what I'm saying is that, okay, so if, like I say, you're not conveying or portraying any confidence within that interaction, and if that person's going to, hire you or buy your services or anything, and they decide to do that, that's under their own risk because you done gave all the signs of, being defeated. And number one, like I said, you get the first crack at you. You know what I'm saying? Is it you knock yourself out the first hit, or you got to chip away at it, or you don't swing at yourself at all. All that is on you, and that all comes from how you feel about yourself. So when you judge yourself as far as what you can't do, and you judge yourself as to what you can't do, your subconscious hears that. Again, subconscious is like a sponge or a filter, you know what I'm saying, or just a bottle. Any and everything that you consume, meaning visually, orally, through your skin, just any experience, your subconscious soaks that in. It doesn't have a filter. It takes it in at 100% strength. And the filter is your conscious mind that they say we use up to 10% daily of our brain. And that's that's the conscious mind of what we feel we're aware of. And everything else is the program, and everything that's, like I said, put into the RAM, the deep memory. And that's the programming. So that's what really runs you. You operate, and people, they look at it funny and they think I'm talking this stuff, but this is stuff I'm not making up. I wouldn't be sitting in front of this camera talking about something that I wasn't pretty sure that was pretty close to being good information. So all of your actions, your responses, and everything are based off of what you take in, whether you're conscious of it or not. So just a quick sidebar, like for people that go to sleep, not people, everybody goes to sleep, but people that go to sleep with the TV on, at night. So I remember when I was younger at 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock, somewhere in that time range, all programming stopped. You get the white static in the snow, so it wakes you up. You get to turn the TV off and take your butt to bed. But now they're like, okay, shit, we're going to run programming all day. And so, again, I'm sure everybody's aware people pay for them time slots. And so in the overnight, those are the cheapest time slots because that's the least amount of consumers that are watching the TV. And so that's a great opportunity for some outstanding programming. But what are you choosing to be programmed with? Again, your subconscious absorbs everything that goes into you. So middle of the night or overnight while you're sleeping, they got the TV on, they got infomercials, and I mean, what, 6 hours, 7, 8 hours of infomercials along with other stuff they have on TV. You just soaking it in. And then if you're watching movies, a bunch of scary shit, or the music or whatever, you're taking that in, and people don't take account for that. Again, the subconscious is just a open portal, and it doesn't filter. It takes it all as 100% strength, and it doesn't have the ability to weed and seed what it wants. It just takes it in. The weed and the seed, it needs to come from you. So if you don't nurture and take care of your subconscious, you're just leaving it up to chance. And anything I speak about is researchable. It's information. If you have to want to read, you have to want to find out for yourself. So again, by the time you're 7 years old, between 7 and 8 years old, your subconscious is solidified. So pretty much, not even pretty much, the 7 to 8 year old you is running your life. From, just think about it, from 7 to 8 years old until you awaken and discover yourself and learn who you are and start loving yourself. You're that 7-year-old kid, 8-year-old kid running around and in an adult body doing adult things, but with a child mind. And, it's, I'm saying some choose to believe it, some don't. But when you really think about it, they keep you in a child state of mind. the advertising, they get you hooked on cartoons. So now the particular cartoons that you were into when you were younger, these are the same cartoons that are in your face dealing with adult type advertisements. They selling you insurance. They got a cartoon animal. You know what I'm saying? My last memory, that was a damn dog or cat or whatever, but it was a cartoon. But that's the spokesperson for this insurance thing. So they get you tied into that. And so all through your life, anytime you see that particular character, they know that you're going to associate with that. And that's, what I'm saying, that's a way to break through that, that's a way to break through to you. So then with you being that 7 and 8-year-old you got to look at how you react to things. You know what I'm saying? Until you make a conscious decision not to act as a child, but that's really what it is. And so with that being said, like when you go to court, so for instance, like you go to court, they know that they programmed everybody to be reactive. And they know this. And they know that, okay, you come in smooth and you got yourself together, but they know that you went through this public education system. You work at the jobs, you know what I'm saying, you travel on the road, you know what I'm saying, you're in this system. So they know that, you possibly can't have it together, because if you did, you would be doing things a little differently. But for the sake of you coming to court, they're going to get you to act up. And once they get you to act up and what they call get out of honor, they got you. And all that is, they look at you, that the people that get angry and lose their shit or lose their mind or get out of control, they're looked at as having psychological problems. That's the way that they're looked at. So what ends up happening is, again, like what's going on in front of this TV, they understand your mind far beyond what you do. Again, they understand your mind far beyond what you do. So if they want a certain reaction from you, they know what buttons to press. Press the 1392. Yeah, that'll get them. And they're going to be right. Okay, that one didn't work, so try the 1394. We got it now. So once you act a fool, all that suaveness is gone. So now they're going to jump on you and do what they do, because you're the one that went out of honor. And that's because you don't understand certain things, because you had that mindset of a child. And being as a child, you feel that you know everything and you don't need to know anything else. And one thing that I definitely can say is that the more that I learned, the more that I realized that I did not know. And that's still true today. Again, the information that I'm receiving daily is like, wow. And the more information that I receive is the less people that I can talk to or speak with or interact with, just for the fact of the quality of the information that I'm obtaining. I'm not grabbing information off the TV. You know what I'm saying? So to have a conversation with somebody that get the great majority of the information, I'm going to say 99.9% of the information about any subject is on TV. And so to go beyond levels, beyond what's shown on TV, it creates cognitive dissonance. They can't receive that. Like, hold on, no, that can't be true, because if it was true, so-and-so on TV would have said so. You know what I'm saying? The news would have had that, a reporter would have been there. There's so many silliness, but that's because of the perception of the way they set everything up. Is that you have to have that authority person, the professional, the specialist, the person with the initials behind their name, and that's the authority. And so the way that everybody's programmed, again, all that goes back from school. Very early, you learn authority from school. The person that stands in front, that's dispersing the information, that's the authority. And everybody is not subservient, but needs to be quiet and pay attention. And once they're finished speaking, you may get to ask questions or not, but other than that, you take that and you roll, because they done spoke. So with going through life like that, and everything structured like that, where you're taking that, like you said, the medical industry. I'm not knocking doctors or nurses, anybody, but the system. The system is fucked up, and It hurts your feelings, you get mad at me or whatever, cast a stone. But as how can you honestly think that everything is good? You know what I'm saying? You have to acknowledge, okay, granted, it's your job, this is what's going on. Yeah, and they do assist people, but the disparity of what's beneficial and what's not, what's done for love of humanity and what's done for profit. There's an imbalance. So with that being the profit being the major imbalancing point, there's nothing you can say to me. You really cannot. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I mean, it can't be denied. You know, doctors giving prescriptions but don't know anything about it. That if the doctor's going to prescribe something to you and you have questions, the doctor's going to have to call the pharmaceutical rep to get information on this. All the doctor knows is, hey, the compensation plan or whatever their stuff is that they do, but that is a major driving point. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to prescribe this to people who have no idea about it, come on. And that's silly. It's silly. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's an 8-year-old person who is afraid to question authority. You got the 8-year-old mindset. Again, they get a hold of you when your mind is mush. And as it's solidified, that's when they want to have all their programming in there. So you operate on cruise control. They don't need to be around. All they need to do is just guide you, keep you within the boundaries. Over here. Point out where you need to go and what you need to do, and you're going to do it. So again, that 8-year-old you, so you never truly get taught how to value yourself. You get told and you get showed and it's demonstrated that you just receive, you take in. We're going to give it to you and you take it. We're going to give it to you and you take it. Don't ask why. You know what I'm saying? You ask why, we're going to give you more of it. So after so long, that just becomes normal, and that's how life is lived or experienced. And so many things that come through in life that, again, you may have questions or you may have a situation, but nobody will have an answer because they don't know the answers. They're not allowed to know the answers. The answers are hidden. You know what I'm saying? They're forbidden. You ask that question, and like, again, I share with religion. You ask pastors or anybody of authority or a position within the church, they're going to give you some silly ass answer and they're going to give you a Bible scripture, but I don't know. I want to answer. The Bible scriptures, and what I understand about that is they're written in parables, meaning there's a story that goes with the story. There's a deeper meaning. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to look at it. If you're reading the Bible that was written in the 1600s and how they were speaking then, and you're reading it literally now, that's kind of archaic, you know what I'm saying? So there has to be a deeper meaning, and anybody that understands literature, that's how authors write. Everything's not going to be as it is. Sometimes you got to delve deeper. You know what I'm saying? That's just to get a better understanding. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing with that. Casting, he who cast the first stone, let be without sin. So that means that you should not judge yourself. Number one, and you accept that everybody is going through the exact same thing, whether they say it or not. Everybody went to the same schools, the same music, movies, entertainment, so on and so forth. We've all done that. And as I've been going through my process, the funny thing to me is that, all right, people like to look at the one that's not doing what everybody else is doing as the weird one. You know what I'm saying? So he's not scared or she's not scared, and he's not doing that, she's not doing that, but they're the weird one. But never really took a step back to see like how detrimental what they're actually doing is to themselves. And for somebody to be able to make a decision on their own behalf, what's wrong with that? If they feel like, no, I don't want to do that, I don't agree with that, so I'm going to remove myself, or I am, or I'm not going to do this or that. Why is that abnormal? It's abnormal because we're trained that way. Again, the chicken trying to get away from the coop the crab in the barrel, whatever. That's just what it is. And so with that being the way the structure is, that means in order to stop it, you're gonna throw stones at them. You're gonna talk shit, oh, he's this and she's that, and he said and she said, and so on and so forth, but never acknowledging like you're hurting inside as well. That person is hurting inside as well. And for whatever reason, that's a decision that they made, and it's not for you to comprehend any damn thing that anybody else does. That's not yourself, especially when you don't understand yourself. By you not having an understanding of yourself, why you do this or how you do that, or why you don't do this or that, it's easy to portray and project yourself on any and everybody else. That makes you feel good for the moment. When you can feel better than somebody else just because you said something verbally without not even knowing anything about that person, if what you said is true, if what they said is true, or what you perceive is true. And that's how people live life, just talking shit about people and never really correcting themselves inside. So when you cast that stone, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, number one, it's at yourself. But then when you cast it at somebody else, you have to be ready for them to throw one back at you. And you know what I'm saying, that goes back and forth. But yeah, you have to be conscious of it. And the thing about the stone isn't a literal stone. And granted, when you read the Bible literally, you're gonna think, actual stone. But again, it's a parable. It's an example of something, you know what I'm saying? It's a simile, metaphor. And the stone, you know what I'm saying? So the stone can be anything. But dealing with self, number one, the stone that you're throwing at yourself is your thought, your negative thought, not beneficial thought. And ain't nobody gonna watch your show Keystone. Ain't nobody gonna do this and do that. I've been through that. And where I'm at now, I don't give a damn. Like, as I shared, I only want to reach one person. Once that one person is reached, I'm gonna reach two people, because that first person or that one person is gonna touch somebody. So it's gonna be a trickle effect, and that's how vibration goes. So I'm putting mine into the universe, and the stone that I'm throwing is love. I'm giving information. So the stone that I'm casting, I definitely am going to be extremely appreciative when it's thrown back at me. That's how I view things. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear somebody casting a stone, it's not always negative, but I want to address the negative, which is self. And then the first stone is your thought, and then you continue to cast stones at yourself with your words. What you say about yourself. Oh, I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I'm silly, I'm clumsy. And understand, the two most powerful words in the universe is I am. I am that I am. Whatever follows I am, I am. Whatever I say after I am, I am. So I'm never going to say I am something that I don't want to be. I'm a motherfucker. Any number of things people say. And I once spoke like that about myself, you know what I'm saying? But I understand the power of words now, and whatever comes after I am, that's what you are. And like I said, that's what your subconscious hears. It has no filter. Any and everything you say or think about yourself, your subconscious hears that. So that's a little piece of information right there. That's a nice tidbit, man. That's a gem that if you want to increase the amount of time that it takes for you to improve, to unlock yourself, to understand your self-worth, is that you need to talk to yourself, because you can go off of what everybody else is saying to you and around you and so on and so forth. And that's third-party information. As I shared, your subconscious is going to soak it in, it's going to take it in, and it's going to store it. And it's going to be part, what is your, your default programming. That it's just going to be a part of you, whether you acknowledge it or not, but that's what it's going to be. So if you want to rapidly change that around, which I did, is I increased my self-talk and my self-thoughts, or my thoughts of self. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to think of myself negatively. I wanted to be impactful. I wanted to fall in line with my purpose, find out why I'm here, what I'm doing. And when I discovered my purpose, there's no way that I can step into my purpose without knowing or loving myself. Because with what's, my purpose is going to come with the bullshit, it's going to come with the drama, it's going to come with the other stuff, but that's fine. And again, as I shared, I'm a God. There's nothing that a mortal man can do to knock me off of my square. Again, I generate, I organize, and I decide. I don't sit and wait for you to tell me what I don't sit and wait for your commands or your wishes, or wait to hear what you got or how you think or whatever you feel about what I am doing. I'm moving in the line of my purpose. So for those out there that are affected by what others think or say about them, you got to stop that shit, because the more, again, if what they say directs you more than what you think or what you want to do, they have control over you. And you definitely can empower yourself being controlled by something that is lesser than you. That's the other thing. You got to acknowledge that the drama, whatever you got going on that's not in line with your purpose, be okay with letting it go. Because once you, again, attach to something that's not in the direction or in line with you, you suffer because you attach to it. And so you suffer because of, again, vibrational, it travels. So you attach to something that's not beneficial to you, and that thing does non-beneficial things to you, you're going to suffer, or you're going to feel the effects of that non-beneficial situation or scenario. So why would you willingly put yourself through that? Again, I shared, I lived my life through that, doing that, coming up through life and, going with the flow and, not speaking up for myself and devaluing anything that I do and not having the confidence or the self-love to do what I felt I should be doing. And not until that changed did life change. And once you step into your power, you have power. You are power. You speak power, you breathe power. And again, power doesn't mean that you're dominant over anything else. Power, I'm speaking within yourself. You're empowered. So with that, again, the stone, when you feel that you got to break somebody else down, that's because you're fractured. You're not whole. So because you're fractured, the only way that you can feel better about yourself is to attempt to break somebody down smaller than you or below you, to where you feel like, okay, you got the upper hand because you done talked enough shit about them that, okay, I'm cool. Yeah, I got it. Whew. All right, I got my composure again. That's minimum. That's temporary. Now, what happens when another person or another scenario comes about? So that means you just got to go through life chopping everybody down to make yourself feel good about yourself, rather than you invest in you and yourself and improve yourself, improve your image of yourself, improve the love and increase the love within yourself, about yourself, for yourself. That's a choice. You know what I'm saying? You have to want to do that. You can, for whatever reason, you can pretend and say that you're, I'm gonna be awoke, and I'm gonna be conscious, and so on and so forth, but still do the same shit you were doing before you went on your conscious quest or mission. That's not going to change anything, because you never went inside. You know what I'm saying? You can, join groups, take classes, courses, network, you know what I'm saying? Just a variety of things, and, watch videos and so on and so forth. But if you're never practicing what you're learning, it's for nothing. I'm not, excuse me. It could be more beneficial than it is. So I'll say that. And it's not going to be beneficial until you start executing, until you start experiencing it, and you actually witness and experience the change within yourself. And then within you noticing the change within yourself, the accumulation of empowerment. And then it becomes a ball of power. And again, gods don't wait for mortals to do anything. So when you look at anybody that you admire on TV or whatever, you pretty much got to look at them as a god, because they're doing something that you're not doing. And you're giving them your energy, your attention. That's truly what it is. They got you captivated, and you giving them your energy. So why not put yourself in a position where you give yourself your energy? Again, we all get the same 24 hours in the day, the same 24. Like I said, you could rope off 8 of them for sleep, 8 of them for work. That leaves you 8 to 10 for your day. You spend 4 to 6 of it watching TV, playing video games. But you complain that you want to get out of your situation. You want to be better in your love life, your financial life, your education, your craft, your art, your whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's the opportunity that you have to put into yourself, to invest in yourself, to get something, do something that's invest in something that's going to get you results. And results doesn't always have to be financial. You know what I'm saying? Just again, like an instrument. You know what I'm saying? To take an hour a day to practice your instrument, then after a couple of weeks or months, you're going to be far beyond where you were before you started. That's if you choose. That's if you want. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to say you want to change, but if you never do anything to change, you're never going to change. You're going to stay the same, regardless of what you say out of your mouth. Because again, your subconscious is your default. You could talk all that good shit and say this and say that, but if you never put it to practice, you're never going to override your default programming. Again, from 8 years old. So you're over 21 years old, an adult, still dealing with things as an 8-year-old until you go inside yourself and again reverse engineer what's going on inside of you. If you can't acknowledge that, yeah, I think kind of, I think jacked up. The way I see things, the way I see things is skewed. That comes from my experiences and my life and my lifestyle and my influences. It's never going to change. If you don't see anything wrong with it, then that's how you're going to live your life. I'm just an asshole because I'm an asshole. So I'm gonna be an asshole because shit, I'm an asshole. So if that's how you see yourself, then that's how you're gonna be. So if your life is jacked up and shit again, the what you put the energy you put out into the universe is gonna get back to you. So if you're an asshole, just remember asshole 10 times stronger, bigger, smellier than you. That's just the universe. And so again, I made a decision. I learned about, I had to learn about myself. It's about love and self-value, self-worth. And once I valued myself, I'm not, all that other stuff is for the birds. And I have no issue with it. You know what I'm saying? From any aspect of life, you know what I'm saying? So you grow up and we're taught to subdue ourselves. I'll just go with the flow. Don't want to upset them. And that's this and that. But no, if it's dealing with you, why can't you speak up for you? Why can't you develop your voice and speak up for yourself? Outside of you having to be pissed off again. That's that 8-year-old pouting. Why can't you address things with tact, with calmness? And I'm not saying that you got to live your life like you're Gandhi, but your go-to should not be your default. Yeah, if you got to nut up and handle business, that's what it's there for. But that shouldn't be the thing that precedes you. That shouldn't be, oh shit, he's coming. Oh man, we already know. Tell him we ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna happen. But if you allow that to be your, you know what I'm saying, your go-to when it's needed, but you present yourself and you're positive. Somebody like myself, I'm all about business. I'm about improvement, enhancement, you know what I'm saying? Growing, exchanging information, something that's beneficial. I'm gonna share something with you. You got something to share with me. I appreciate it because I love information. I'm going to take whatever you give me. I'm gonna stack it on to what I have. So that comes with being okay with not knowing everything. But I will state that what I speak on, I'm not going to speak on what I don't know or what I'm not aware of. And again, I don't claim to know every single thing, but if I'm going to speak on it, I'm going to be on the right track. I'll say that. I'm going to be on the right track. I'm not going to say I'm knocking all the nails on the head on the first blow, but I'm making contact. definitely making contact. So again, that's something that I made a decision, and again, the people that I got information from, just as you're watching me right now, that was a decision they made in their life. Whether the universe did it, well, the universe definitely, but they had to make that step to grow. You know what I'm saying? And the same way that they affected one person, so I received that information, and boom, now I'm doing the same thing. So I'm passing the baton, and that's truly what it is. So again, casting the first stone doesn't have to be negative. It can be positive or beneficial. It doesn't have to be hurtful. But hurt people hurt people. People that are hurt, they know nothing but hurt. They have a perception of love, but they don't know what love is. They have a skewed perception of love. Again, love is love, and people going to experience love on their own. But there's a difference between somebody purposely hurting somebody and having intentions to hurt, and they're expressing their hurt through their words and their actions. That's not love. Some people love to hurt. Some people love to be hurt. Again, maybe I shared it, maybe not, but just like with politics, you're voting for the lesser of the two evils. That's fucking stupid to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's telling me that you're less aware of this other guy's evils, or you prefer his evils over his evil, or the other person's evils. It's all evil. So why do you have to choose between evil? Why do you have to participate? Oh, I have to. That's a choice. You don't have to. I mean, how are they going to play things off if nobody went to vote or participated, and everybody just sort of, spoke on it like, man, now y'all gonna do whatever y'all gonna do anyway. So it's, what I'm saying. So now let's get to it. Now we get to see what you're really about. But as long as you participate, they could carry it out. The play can go on. The show can continue. We got extras. You know what I'm saying? We got extras and extras. We got more of all kind of willing participants. So let's carry it out. So whatever the results that they want, they're going to get, because they got people to participate in, because you're manipulated because of you being an 8-year-old child subconsciously. What can you do? You can't even defend it because you don't even know what's going on. You can't even acknowledge it because with you being an 8-year-old in an adult body, you're pouting that you know everything. There's nobody that can be slicker than me. But again, if you can accept that Christopher Columbus did not discover America, what else, dude? What else had they bullshitted? What else had they lied about? That you had to accept. Again, like I said, you go through school program, you get it graded or receive grades or markings for how well you retain the silly stories. So you were a person that, took pride in the grades and retaining silly stories, and somebody, that didn't attain the level of achievement in that, educational structure, you're going to look down on them, again, dividing, casting a stone, because they didn't go through the years of that many more years of programming that you have. And as far as that, like schooling, you graduate, but you go to college, you go to get a degree. So knowing how the universe works, everything's a cycle, everything's a circle. And a circle, the circumference of a circle is 360 degrees, 360. Okay. So the thing is, as I shared before, is that through education, and the higher you go up, the more narrow, you start off with a broad base, they want you to declare what you want to be a specialist in. You're not going to be able to know everything. They want you to choose what discipline you're going to be in. And so as you climb that ladder, and as far as your education, you get narrowed down. And again, as I said, a full circle is 360 degrees. All right. Now you go get your degree. Now, as far as that 360 degrees of information and knowledge, you're only getting 1 to 2 degrees of that when you become like I said, the more narrow, you get your doctorate, and PhD and masters and so on and so forth. They narrow you down. And so anything outside of that, you can't comprehend. You speak on it from a level of having a degree and, the initials behind your name. But as far as applicable, what's truly going on in the world, you have no idea, because all of your education came from their system. And their system reflects the way they want you to see the world you live in. And they do not want to direct you to you, because once you have the power over you, they can't rule over you anymore. Because you can see, right, you can put your finger through it. You know what I'm saying? They put up, poke a hole in it. You know what I'm saying? The 5-finger death punch and everything. Everything they put at you, just knock it out. And be okay. But the ones that have the degrees and that, that went through the educational system, again, I'm not knocking anybody, but this is actuality, reality. Whether you accept it or not, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And so by that being so, again, that's all part of division. You know what I'm saying? So he's degreed, she's not degreed. So we're not going to mess with her, or she's not this or that. She can't join us because all of us have done this degree thing. And so we're upper echelon because we're more brainwashed or more conditioned than them. That's the only difference. And so as I got to see what's truly going on as far as how the programming and everything goes and how it truly affects you, I had to stop throwing rocks or casting stones. So now the stones that I cast are positive. They're beneficial. If I can't do anything beneficial, cast a beneficial stone, I keep my mouth shut. I listen and observe. And if it's a situation I don't desire to be in, I'm out, and I have no issue or problem with that. You know what I'm saying? You truly have to protect your energy. Again, if you want to attain the level of whatever you consider success, happiness, contentment, progress, or whatever, you have to up your energy. And the way you up your energy is protecting your energy. You have to harness that. Again, you have to nurture it. You have to nurture it. You got to take your energy, and it's a child. You have to nurture it. You have to feed it. Baby, animal, or whatever you want to call it, a plant. You have to nurture it. You have to feed it. So again, that's what you have to do to your self-worth and your self-love. You have to tell yourself, all right, Keystone, yeah, you're all right. You ain't that bad. You're not that bad. Okay. All right. Okay, the stuff happened in life, but nah, you can do anything that you put your mind to. If you put the work into it, if you go attain the information, or if you go get the training or whatever, you can do it. You're going to do it, and you are it. So then you start again with the two most powerful words in the universe is I am. So that's why I am Keystone. That's what it is. That's what I am. And the representation of Keystone, the arc at the top of the arc to keep everything together, that's the keystone that sits at the top. That's the wedge that keeps everything solidified. Remove the keystone, it crumbles. So that's what I said I am, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm evolving and becoming so, because that's what I stated. The same can be done for yourself. You know what I'm saying? We're trained to be efficient. I call it efficient killers, efficient destroyers. Again, we go to the negative first. That's our default. Somebody comes up with an idea, you, rather than listening and probably adding something or just listening and hearing them out, you ready to attack with whatever half information, or just honestly your opinions. That's truly what it all is your opinion. And everybody's entitled to them, but your opinions are yours. They're not anybody else's. So for you to project your opinions on somebody, they don't have to accept them. Again, I speak to people, and coming through this process, they, oh, you're a small business. Nah, far from it. Oh, you're a minority business. Nah, not a minority. Not in the tense or the context that you're talking about. No, I'm not a minority. I'm not a small business. You're not going to minimize me with your words. You're not going to put me in a category. So now, once I accept that category, that's how I have to present myself. I'm a small business owner. I'm a minority. Not me. You call me a minority. That's not my name. So I don't even have to acknowledge you. I know that. That's what this is about. So casting this first stone, it doesn't have to be negative. It doesn't have to be hurtful. It doesn't. You can cast stones of positivity, benefit, love, but it all comes from what you have inside. There's no way for you to cast stones of love when everything you spew is hate. Everything you do is hate. Everything you watch on TV is hate. All your music is hate. Again, how can you put out what you don't put in? It's pretty impossible. Not to say it can happen, but that's why I say it's pretty impossible. You can do it for a little while, but it's not going to be sustainable. You're going to wear out and you're going to fall back in default mode. So until you change what you put inside you and then what you think about yourself and say about yourself and what you do for yourself, it's going to be an uphill battle to do anything the opposite of what you're doing, saying, or experiencing. Not to say it can't happen, and anything's possible. Any and everything is possible. It's all up to you. You know what I'm saying? That you're going to put in the work, or you're going to put in the effort, you're going to put in the energy, you're going to put in the time, you're going to seek the resources. You know what I'm saying? If there's something that you want to do or attain and there's somebody that has that or may be able to assist you, are you even able to approach them in a manner to where they would even want to help you or direct you to where or how to do what they're doing? All that comes from you. How you feel about yourself. And how you feel about yourself is how you're going to present yourself. You got to take all that into account when how you deal or interact with people. Again, you can fake the funk, but pretty soon that funk gonna go away and it's gonna be you. And that default you is gonna be right there all in your face all day, every day. And then whoever, whatever that is interacting with you is gonna be able to see that and make a decision like, that's him or that's her. Man, we ain't even messing with that because we don't know what's gonna pop out their mouth today. They're smiling right now, but about 20 minutes from now, it's going to be a total different person. So learn yourself, love yourself, respect yourself, and just do for self. And again, it's okay to be selfish, but at the same time, you got to balance it out with selflessness. Again, improvement, growth, evolution, always attempt to go beyond where you are. And for those right now that have ideas in their mind that they want to do as far as businesses, any endeavors, whether it be financial, creative, just anything. Learn, again, build yourself up to where you begin to sprout from where you are. There's never going to be that perfect time. You make that time perfect. There's never going to be a perfect time. You make that time perfect. And anytime you decide to do something, that is the perfect time in a beneficial manner. So, just wanted to touch on that. And again, I appreciate all views, comments, likes. I don't say subscribe, but join. And let's go ahead and build this community of just open dialogue. We all are in a position or at one time or another in our life that we need to grow, need to get better, and it is a process, and it can be a battle, but the battle definitely can be won. Definitely. Again, I'm sitting before you, and just to touch on real quick, just how, again, I was going through my process, and a particular night, I got a phone call from some people I haven't seen dang near 20 plus years. And, from when we were younger, and through that conversation, you know, where I was at my energy and where I thought about myself and felt about myself. Again, I was below Beatles, and you know, Beatles are, you know, down in the ground. So I was watching their feet. You know, that's how low I was. That's how I felt about myself. And through that phone call, that was a monumental, because I was struggling. Like, okay, I know I'm not the worst person in the world, but I just the decisions I made and how I felt about myself and so on and so forth. I'm beating myself up. So within that conversation, I don't know if that was the purpose of the conversation, but each one I got to speak with on the phone, and they share things that I did for them at such a, you know, so long ago, that it was just me being myself at where I was at that time. Wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It was just me being me. And so to hear that at where I was at my lowest, it was like, damn, Keystone, damn, you're not that bad off, though. I mean, these people ain't seen you in like half their life. And they got together and gave you a call. So that was a beautiful moment for myself. So yeah, I sat up and took the breath and shook it off, and got the hell off my ass, and you know, just dug into myself, because I knew where I was at that time wasn't me. Well, it was me, but that's not where I wanted to be. That's not where I imagined I was going to be, and it's definitely not where I enjoyed. And that's definitely not where I enjoy being. So again, it's never going to happen overnight. Possible, like I say, anything's possible, but don't expect it to happen overnight. Just think of it. You talk so negative about yourself for 20, 30, 40 plus years, you got to override all of that negative self-talk with positive talk. So again, I gave you that gem. You can cheat. You know, what do the kids call it? That's not the glitch, but whatever they call it, that reached the bonus. But in the game, I forgot what they call it. But the bonus, you can talk to yourself. You can write to yourself, sing to yourself about your love to yourself, your love for yourself, what you want to do in life, where you want to be in life, what you want to accomplish, what you want to attain, what you want to achieve. Speak that into existence. The universe is going to give it to you. Again, the universe is going to give you what you think about. If you think about negative shit, that's all you're going to get. Every time you take a step, you're going to be in some brown stuff. My intentions and my thoughts are nothing but gold paved roads. And I'm not going to wait till I die to go receive my lot. There's no reason for me to wait till I die to receive what I'm going to get. I'm here right now. Right now. You can do the same. I heavily and highly suggest that you work to do the same. To be able to look at yourself and say what you want, and knowing that you're going to get it because you put in the work on yourself to build yourself to be the person that is going to attain and achieve and receive exactly what you put out into the universe. So again, cast the first stone, make it a beneficial one. You want to cast a stone of negativity with intention to hurt, do not be surprised when they throw a bigger boulder at you and bust you in your head. That's the universe. It's going to give it back to you. I am Keystone, a synthesizer of energy, frequencies, and information that generates increases of consciousness, self-awareness, and self-love for those who do not know who they are or the power they possess. This is Code Red. Thank you for your time and your energy, sharing it with me. Have a good evening.